Even though Joe Biden is not being given access to the transition materials that he desperately needs to be able to, start formulating plans and coming up with ideas for his administration, we do know one thing that is happening, and this is a very good thing that is happening. He is already coming up with a plan. He has announced earlier this week his not his transition team, his COVID response team. Every one of them doctors, the people who are going to be running it. So that is huge. He's going to have Rick Bright on there, the whistleblower who came forward and said the Trump administration ignored warnings in the early days. He's on there. Joe Biden is taking the pandemic seriously. Earlier this week also, he announced a key facet of his plan. And I love this. He said he is going to make calls directly to governors and ask them to put mask mandates in place. And if he meets any resistance from these governors, as I'm sure he will, I guarantee you my governor here in Florida, Ron DeSantis, he will probably hang up the phone. He was a Trump loyalist. He ran his campaign on loving Donald Trump. He's not going to put a mask mandate in place. So how do you handle that, Joe Biden? Well, believe it or not, Joe Biden has a plan for that. I'm sorry, I think that was a different candidate's slogan. But either way, Joe Biden has a plan for that. Joe Biden says, if that's the case, I'm going to start calling mayors. And I'm going to reach out to individual cities and ask them, beg with them, plead with them to put mask mandates in place. Folks, that vaccine may not arrive for a year. It may still be years away, even though Pfizer says, hey, 90% success rate. Cool. You've been testing it for a couple weeks, though. That may not mean what most people think it means. So cool your jets on that. But a mask mandate? If you're wearing a mask and the person over there is wearing a mask and one of you has the disease, your risk of transmission drops to about 1.5%. Mask mandates would have saved over 100,000 American lives so far. So far. We could have done this. We could do this. They're making masks more stylish now, more comfortable now. You can buy the little piece to where, the air comes out at the top so you can still wear your glasses. We have solutions. The free market has come up with these things to make it more comfortable, to make you more stylish, to make it better in general. There's nothing wrong with putting nationwide mask mandates in place. And to be honest, as I've said before, masks should become common. Think about economically speaking. If we made it more socially acceptable to wear masks out in public, what happens to the number of sick days Americans have to take each year? It drops. What happens to our personal health? It improves. This is why you do see this as a fairly common sight in tightly packed Asian countries. People wear masks. And it's not because they're afraid of what you have. It's because they know what they could have and they don't want to give it to you. The mask isn't about you. It's about protecting everybody else. And Joe Biden, if he does make these calls, that's awesome. It's even better if the people he's talking to on the other end of the phone listen to him and do what he's asking. He's going to have to use the bully pulpit on this, to be honest. He's going to have to get on TV and call for these kinds of things and explain to people that it's not a violation of your constitutional right to tell you to wear a mask. He's going to have to reach out to corporate leaders, because we know there's going to be plenty of governors and mayors who are going to say, nope, not going to do it. So reach out to the corporations. And that's a tough thing for me to say. But do it. Tell them, listen, you put a mask mandate in place and you say that if you don't have this on your face, you're not coming in my store. And enforce it. He has other tools at his disposal. Use them. Get a handle on this thing to where when the vaccine is ready, we can all casually line up for it instead of scrambling to be the first ones to get it like it's a Black Friday sale. We could have had a handle on this thing long ago if Trump had shown an ounce of the leadership that Joe Biden is already starting to show on this issue.